this is, I'm going to say feminine energy because it feels heavy on feminine energy. Someone who's realizing they were stuck in something really toxic for a period of time. There's somebody who tried to keep you stuck and you figured that out, or I don't know, I just keep feeling like, wow, I really got myself hooked up in something. But I'm seeing through it now. And walking away. It feels stressful. This is a connection, like a romantic connection, and I thought this was the one, but now I'm waking up to like, oh, this person was like keeping me stuck, and I didn't even see it, but now I see it, and I'm walking away. Walking off into your own kind of different path. You have a unique path. Somebody was messing with your mind, and now you know it. It seems to be important to say that you're taking responsibility for your part. Yes, somebody messed with my mind. Maybe somebody was future faking, oh, someday this and that, but you're aware of it now, and you're taking that seems to be a big thing. You're taking responsibility for your part. You know, I ignored the red flags. I wanted to believe what they said rather than what they were doing. You know, I allowed myself to get caught in their web. Whatever it is, you're walking away. Come to that place where, like, I'd rather be alone, you know? And this chapter is completing. Yeah, it's kind of, this is somebody like I thought I was going to marry, or the person I thought I was going to have a future with. And recognizing, like, you latched on because they told, you know, future faking. Someday we're going to get married, someday we're going to blah, blah, blah. And you latched onto that, and you're kind of holding on too tight. But you're realizing that. You know, admittedly, I got confused, and I thought they were the one. I thought they were, you know, this was it. But you're having a moment of clarity. This is definitely walking away from someone whose words didn't match their actions. And something about waking up to the fact that this person isn't even that deep. How do I say this? Like, they're not on your level. They may have said, you know, oh, again, someday we're gonna get married and blah blah. And then, but you're like recognizing, like, they're not even that deep of a thinker. And again, heavy on the words don't match the actions, but you're waking up to that like, this person's not even, what am I doing? This person's not even on my level. They're not even a deep thinker. Like, they don't even have the capability to think that far down the road. They don't think things through. It's something about that, waking up to the fact that they keep saying this, but then when you watch them, they don't think things through. They're very in the moment. They don't think about this action will cause this effect. You know what I mean? Like, they're not very deep thinkers. They don't have a lot of follow through in their thinking. And so you're waking up to that, like, what? Wait a minute, what am I doing? They don't even think that way. Heavy focus on that, the way they think, and waking up to the way they think. It's like, I'll have a conversation when I'm done talking, it's over. I don't go off and think about it more. It's like they don't have that kind of follow through on their thoughts. I'm not saying they're a bad person. They don't operate the way you do. Like, you're figuring that out. Like, we're not the same. And like decisions they make, it's solely about them. It's not somebody who, like, I'm making decisions for our future. It's like, I'm just deciding what's good for me and what's good for me in the moment. I don't have long-term, I don't think things through that way. I don't know how to say this. I hope I'm making sense. There's something about waking up to this, because they would tell me in the future or whatever, and I'd cling to that. But now I watch how they operate in any other aspect, and they don't really consider other people in their decisions. And again, they don't think things through. They don't think about the future. They think about what I want and what I want in this moment. And it could have taken a while to wake up to that, because that's not how you operate. You kind of make decisions like, okay, if I do this, it will affect this person this way, this person. Like, you tend to just automatically feel that way, think that way. And so you kind of assume other people think that way. But let me tell you, other people don't. There's definitely a conflict, waking up to a conflict between how you operate, where you think things through and you think how your decisions affect other people, and this person doesn't. They think in the now, and they think about themselves. They don't, and again, it's not so cold that they're like, I don't give a shit how it affects other people. They just don't even think that way. It doesn't even occur to them that, oh, this choice I'm making affects other people. Like, they don't have follow through on their thinking. There's a heavy message to understand that this was not aimed at you. Like, if you're sitting over there beating yourself up, like, why this person, I don't know, does this to me, what's wrong with me? And the universe is like, no, it was never about you. They would have done anybody that way. They just don't have that way of thinking about other people, or considering other people's feelings, or considering how their actions affect other people. It wasn't about you. I don't know, anyway, somebody's waking up to this, and the message is just don't, like, move on from this quickly. Don't give it another thought. It wasn't directed at you. It wasn't about you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just, this is how this person operates. But they're saying to move on quickly, because there is somebody good on the horizon. Much, much better match. You know, somebody more emotional. Somebody who's really going to match your vibe. Saying there's no reason to linger. It's like, once you wake up to it and you realize it wasn't about you, this is how they operate, you should be able to move on fairly quickly. You're walking away from this empowered, because you recognize now that not everybody is going to be a match, that you're different. You're very different in the best possible way. Saying you're very intelligent. Heavy emphasis on the way you think versus the way this other person thinks, and it was never going to match up. But you learned what you needed to learn from it, and it wasn't a mistake. It was meant to prove to you who you are and how different you actually are, and how you should not be just accepting whatever. It's teaching you that you have to be on the same level, the same vibration. People like this are not a match for you. And I think that you may not know this yet, but they're feeling the loss. And this may be something you find out later. Not sure why that's important, but yeah, there's something about this was toxic, because it was making, rather than seeing this person as they are, being incapable of, thinking about the future, thinking about other people, blah, 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 you were kind of taking it on yourself. Like, what's wrong with me, or why do they treat me like this? And that's the thing you're waking up to. Like, it wasn't you. They would have done this to anybody. They have done this to everybody. And there's a big thing about that, like letting that weight go, because you were carrying that weight yourself, thinking there was something wrong with you, and like starting to question yourself and your worth and blah, blah, blah. And then you wake up to this and you're like, oh no, it wasn't me. This is just how this person is. I'm going to walk away. And they're feeling it. They're feeling the loss. Oh, isn't it always the way? Yeah, every now on the, like, I didn't, the don't know what you got till it's gone thing. It's just as soon as you pull back and start feeling good about yourself again, then it's like, oh my gosh, how did I mess this up? Like, I should have done this and that, and I was lucky to ever even have this person. It doesn't sink in until you start pulling away. That's always the way it is. So it's an awakening for both of you. For you, it's an awakening to like, oh, this wasn't my person, and like, oh, this person wasn't a good match for me, this person, and it wasn't about me. I don't have to have low self-esteem. And then you pull back, and then it's awakening for them, like, oh my God, what have I done? And you will hear from this person again. Once you're happy and moving on, they'll be coming back around. Okay, moving on to somebody else, and I heavily want to say Libra, but it doesn't have to be. You or them. You've had a really, really difficult week. Oh, I know this might be for. But something specific about the past week has been really difficult. Glitchy, and things were glitchy. Okay, how do I say this? Okay, and I know who this is for. Somebody hurt you. In a connection, romantic connection. Somebody hurt you, but what you don't know is that they're hurt. They've literally cried, cried over you and what they did. But they act like everything's fine, and everything's not fine. Lying. They're definitely lying. Yeah, because they give me this whole facade of like, I'm totally fine. I'm so moving on. Everything's fine. But then they're in the dark and they're like devastated. Hiding and wearing a facade. This is a turning point for you. This is giving you, you're going to come out the other end of this so much stronger. They're saying that, like, on the one hand, maybe it feels devastating, but on the other hand, it's like you're kind of surprised that you feel like a sense of peace. Like, when you were in this connection, it was, chaos and fights and blah, blah, blah. So, like, if it ends, then obviously we're usually devastated when a relationship ends, right? But they're saying you're going to feel it, have a moment or a few moments where you're like, but I oddly feel at peace about it because I'm not in that cycle anymore. And you're coming out stronger. And again, they keep saying it's a turning point for you and that you're getting stronger like day by day. And maybe you thought this would crush you, but you're realizing like, no, this is actually making me stronger. And like, this is my comeback story. And feeling like you're actually better for having something end. They're showing like it was a betrayal. They betrayed you in some way. But you're like stunned to realize like, I don't know, it feels different than you thought it would. It's sad and devastating, but it's not devastating. I don't know how else to say this. Like, you're having this moment where like, I'm oddly at peace with this, or it didn't crush me the way I thought it would. But there's something else that's about to show up for you. And it comes suddenly. somebody comes, they just show it like they fly in, they zoom in. Somebody shows up with an apology. I don't know if it's the same person. Hang on. Yeah. So you're in this energy where like you would not expect to hear from this person again, ever again, if ever again, and then you hear this apology. Yeah, there's like a message coming in, like I don't know, like I really did love you. Something about the timing was wrong. A message coming in for you from somebody realizing they really did you wrong. Okay, this is somebody that was confusing. This is somebody who would make you feel like they weren't that interested. Or like sometimes they're really interested and then they act like they're not. Hot and cold, hot and cold. Like they have a weird kind of inconsistent pattern of how they, express themselves. They just keep showing me flickering. I'm hot and cold. I make you feel like you're the only person in the world, and then I make you feel like you're the last person in the world. Like it's weird, but it's like a pattern they have. And then this ends somehow abruptly. They do something and they act like it's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I could care less. But again, in the dark, they're like crying, literally crying over it. And waking up to the fact that this is like a really important connection in my life. They have a battle in themselves between wanting commitment and wanting freedom. A battle between the appearance. I want the appearance of being... I look more stable if I'm in a connection, but I also don't really want to be in a connection. Like I wasn't ready to settle down, but I thought I looked bad being single, so I kept getting in connections. But this person was really drawn to you. But then sometimes would be like, it's not the right time. But then this ends and like I can't get over it. Their head is very blah, 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 blah. Back and forth. I want this, I don't want this. I want this, I don't want this. And it's like once you're gone, they realize what an important connection it was. I keep seeing flickering. And your name keeps popping in my head. Or a nickname or something. S's and Z's. I don't know. Because the person I'm thinking of, I don't know if they gave you a nickname that's like got S's or Z's or something. I don't know. Something about an inverted shape. I don't know, but all kinds of things are reminding them of you. And so they want to send you a message. But it's like you've just recently gotten over this person. Guess that's the thing people don't realize till you're gone.